Hey YouTube, it's me, David, and this is Life is Dandy minus the Andy because he is currently working on schoolwork and getting caught up with some stuff. It's been a busy week for him. So instead, you guys get just me. So I thought what I could do for this video is talk about my first impressions of Andy, which I've actually seen two Beeps do if, you know, they have to film a video where they're apart. And I thought it was a really cute idea. So I'm gonna be talking about that. I'm also probably gonna add like some timeline stuff of sort of how our relationship came to be. And then if there's ever a time where I can't be in a video, then Andy will do the same and you guys will get sort of his side of the story along with his first impressions of me. Andy and I technically met online through our school's roommate search system, and that was before freshman year. And we ended up not being roommates, but how the roommate search system worked is you could link like your Facebook profile, and then obviously if you were looking for a roommate, you could go to their Facebook profile and you could see their pictures, you could look at their interests. I remember seeing his picture through the roommate search system and thinking that he was really cute. Andy has like these really pretty eyes and they were definitely on display in the picture that I saw. But other than the eyes, I remember thinking that he had really nice hair, and I saw his prom pictures and it was really cute. I was totally creeping, but I'm not even ashamed of it anymore because it worked out. But it kind of took a while. So we met in August, like in person, at an event that the school had set up as like a week of welcome thing. From then, we were just really good friends. And I actually, at the time, was dating somebody who is a friend of both of ours now. And I didn't really start crushing hard on Andy until after that relationship ended. But when it did, Andy and I went to Pride together, and that was the first weekend of October. And I remember he actually bought me a funnel cake, so that was probably when I was like hooked on Andy. And I'm just kidding. After Pride, we sort of started hanging out a lot more and we became best friends. And that was when I started thinking for real that I really did like him and that I was gonna eventually have to tell him that I liked him, and that was a process because I was nervous. First, what I did was I talked to a friend, a mutual friend, about it, and I was like, Jessie, I have to talk to you. And she was like, is this about your undying love for Andy? And I was like, oh, you're not wrong. So she was like, you just gotta talk to him, you gotta tell him, you know, it's gonna work out. And she was super encouraging. And then I actually did decide to talk to him. We were alone in his dorm room and I was getting ready to go back to my dorm. And I was like, Andy, before I leave, I wanted to talk to you about something. And he was like, okay. And I was like, you know, recently I started thinking about this and I have feelings for you. He, at the time when I told him, he was up on like his really tall bed, and I was sitting in a chair kind of lower, and he got off the bed and he came and he actually sat down on the floor and he said that I was his closest guy friend at our school and he didn't really have a lot of close guy friends and he didn't want to jeopardize our friendship by pursuing a relationship. I wasn't as heartbroken about it as you might think that I would have been. Mostly because of how close we had actually become and you know, he was my best friend, and I was glad that at least I could have that. Well, a couple weeks later, we're getting ready to go home for Thanksgiving. And this was the Wednesday before. We were both gonna leave that night and sleep at our parents' houses. We were in his dorm, and as I was leaving, he was like, "Hey David, I wanted to ask you something." And I said, "Okay." And I was like thinking, oh God, what have I done? He's super uncomfortable around me now. Like, he's gonna tell me he doesn't wanna hang out with me because I said that I liked him. And then he said, "Do you still like me?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And he was like, "'Cause I think I like you too." And I was really happy, but I also didn't really know where we were supposed to go from there because we were both leaving. I had to meet my parents for dinner, and then the whole next day was Thanksgiving. The whole next day was Thanksgiving, as if that's a phrase that people say. Anyway, so we weren't going to be able to hang out again until at least Friday, and we kind of decided that we were going to wait until school started back up, you know, the next week to plan a date and go out. And then when we finally did, it was really fun. We went to the movies and we had a great time, and we were official the next day. And we've been official ever since. That's sort of the story of Andy and David, and I hope you guys enjoyed. You will find us back here next week on Life is Dandy. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye, YouTube. Andy has like these really...
Good, thanks.
Why the fuck?
I'm not talking to people. It's